So the reason Morgan's here talking about homeowners insurance is one, the last video we did about flood insurance was pretty good, but two, and I think more importantly, was I had recently asked for a flood insurance quote on a home, and he got it to me like pretty quick, which was like, that's better, pretty quick, which was nice. Before I even looked at my email, he messaged me saying, hey, I'm in Scotland, I don't have great service, did you get it? I was like, dude, this guy's sending me quotes from Scotland.
And then you said the price was even good.
I was like, gosh, I thought the flood rate was going to be higher than that. And I asked how's Scotland, and he said, quote, my family escaped persecution here in Scotland. That way I could provide low-cost flood quotes. Full circle moment. I don't know what it was, but that was a good text. That made me pretty happy. I know sometimes I'll ask you for quotes, and you get them to me pretty quickly. What do you actually need from somebody to get a homeowner's quote? Like how many things do they need filled out? How many forms, questionnaires? Like how much stuff is required to get a quote for homeowners insurance?
Yeah, I think I want this tattooed on my forehead, by the way.
That would look good. Yeah. Would you get it in reverse?
I did get it in reverse so they can see it, not me, because I know what I need to know.
Oh, okay.
But all we need is your name, your date of birth, and the address of the home. It's that easy.
Why does my date of birth needed?
Just to verify who you are, and then also two, insurance goes off insurance score. So not like FICO, but there's a way they track a bunch of things, and it depends person to person. We can buy the same house. If I have a better insurance score, it'll be cheaper than yours.
So if he's a bigger liability than me, or if I'm a bigger liability than him, the same house, we might get a bit different homeowners insurance.
Yeah, and some of it is based off of credit, actually a good chunk, but there's also some nuanced things that's, they don't really share.
Dude, that's interesting. Okay, so you need a name,
date of birth,
and a home address.
That's
all you need to get a quote for somebody.
That's all I need. That easy.
Okay.
And for flood insurance, just the address.
Dude, yeah, I'm like, I haven't given him my name. How does he know? What about earthquake insurance?
It's the same as the home because it's paired together with it.
Okay. So homeowners insurance, what does it cover?
I feel like
what does homeowners insurance cover?
What were you asking me? Sorry, I didn't get that.
What does homeowners insurance cover?
Oh, perfect. Sorry, it was a little unclear what you were trying to ask. It really covers like three main head buckets of things.
Head buckets?
Well, this is a head bucket. So,
okay.
But three main buckets. The three main buckets are your house, like rebuilding your house.
Okay, so like something drastic happens and it is not good.
It's not good,
right,
other than flood.
So bucket one's taking care of the house,
building back your house, yeah. Okay. The second bucket is all the stuff inside the house. For you,
people?
We'll talk about life insurance later.
Okay.
So it's your Legos, your TV, your couches, your clothes, your Gucci bags, your pots, that type of thing.
All right, so we got bucket one, which is the house, rebuilding stuff. We got bucket two, which is taking care of items inside. So that's like clothes, furniture. What about like let's say you have like gold bars, you know, like piles of just something ridiculous. Does it cover stuff like that?
Yeah, that's a good question. So the things that it won't cover over usually $2,000 or $5,000 of gold, money, collectibles, guns, those type of things.
Are you defining Legos as collectibles or toys? Is there a limit to the coverage of Legos?
I don't think Legos, but collectibles as in, if you have a trading card that's worth 10 grand, like a Mariners or Seahawks, type of thing. So Legos, it'd be okay. I think they're trying to just get rid of the shady, oh yeah, I had 100 grand underneath that bet.
Yeah. I'm like, piles of money.
Yeah, piles of money that they don't have, so I think they're trying to limit that.
What's the third bucket?
And the third bucket is we want you to keep your house. So we're going to cover like lawsuit protection or liability. So those are the main three items. There's lots of little buckets.
What would be something that could happen to that third bucket that would trigger that event?
The three most common ones. By the way, less kids have trampolines nowadays. Have you noticed that?
Yeah,
way less trampolines.
Trampolines were amazing growing up.
Yeah, amazing, but big lawsuits.
Really?
Well, you just break a lot of arms and stuff. So.
And that's a lawsuit?
Well, you break your arm and
part of like you break your arm and that's it. Like
yeah, you're like it's part of signing up. You know?
Yeah, I thought that's just what happened. This one broke.
Did it from it?
So I thought that's just what. You broke it, and then you're like,
maybe
all right.
you ended up later somewhere else.
Put some,
No, that's the price of admission.
Oh, yeah, that's what I thought. So it covers someone else's injury.
Someone else's injury, not like your direct family. It's not like health insurance. It's I go to your house, I jump on your trampoline, I break my leg. I'm mad at you and want my medical bills fixed. So that's the most common one, like trampolines. The other one's like tripping, falling, or then the most common thing is dogs.
Oh, like dog attacks?
Dog attacks. Like even
so
not
that's
like
the
big
most
ones.
common insurance.
That's the most common one I have.
Is a dog attack.
Dog
Second
attack.
one is tripping.
Probably. And it used to be in the day my dad said trampolines, but kids don't go outside anymore, so it's hard to in Minecraft break your leg jumping.
I have a story for that later, actually. What if there's an earthquake or a flood? I'm assuming based on our previous video, your standard homeowners insurance does not cover a flood. What about earthquakes?
Earthquakes, I'd say generally speaking, if you grabbed anyone's insurance policy, they're not going to have flood insurance, that's for sure. They need that somewhere else. And then earthquake, they probably don't have it. So you can always add it.
So you can provide flood insurance or earthquake insurance.
Earthquake and flood, yeah, and home.
How does earthquake insurance work?
So typically, let's say your house burns down. So we'll build you back another house. In an earthquake, yeah. Yeah, if you don't have earthquake insurance, hopefully you have a fire quick.
Okay, noted.
Noted. Normal people don't have an earthquake covered probably. You can add it to your policy. It'll probably increase it by 30%, roughly, 40%.
Okay, so it's substantial.
Substantial, but probably doesn't kill you. You know, you can add quite a bit.
What's the difference between like what you pay or your deductibles or premiums and stuff on homeowners insurance versus earthquake? I guess you covered with the premium, like maybe 30-40%.
30-40%, yeah.
What about a deductible? Because homeowners insurance deductibles can range quite a bit, right?
Yeah, so home insurance, I typically see between like 2,000 and 5,000. That's pretty normal. So house burns down, we'll pay everything except for like 2,000 to 5,000 range.
What about earthquake insurance?
Earthquake insurance, it's probably 20% or 10% of the entire building.
So that's a much bigger number.
Much bigger number. So, a normal house in Skagit County, their deductible is going to be $100,000. So we're going to give you $500,000, $600,000, maybe even $700,000 to rebuild, but we're going to ask for $100,000 of that to be covered.
Big chunk back. Okay.
Yeah. But a lot of companies don't even offer earthquake insurance because of that. They have too much exposure. They're too worried about it, that type of thing. Like so that's why they cover
mass
it.
Event that does everything in.
Yeah.
So the second thing about coverage, let's say, because sometimes I'll hear of stories from people, like the obvious one is there's a really crazy water leak and like a whole floor of a house is pretty much like decimated, like saturated, right? Like you put your finger through the wall kind of thing. But then what about like that seems pretty obvious that's something that's going to be covered. What about like the slow leak, like the wax ring in the toilet that's been leaking for, half a decade and the floor is now like soft?
Yeah.
Like does homeowners insurance usually cover that?
Typically, it depends on how long it's been happening. But if you were just going to guess, insurance companies like, boom, something happened. So
a substantial event, it can't be years in the making.
Yeah, so we don't like years in the making.
So what if
water.
I was filling up a room with natural gas for years?
Or fireworks for years?
700 pounds worth.
700 pounds. So I would say like those long exposures we don't like. So toilet ring, windows, siding, roof,
so just
behind
like
the
things
dishwasher.
aren't caulked or painted well enough outside. So deferred maintenance is not something you guys cover unless it leads to maybe a substantial event.
Yeah, because it could.
So let's say we have a house that I live in and there's a tree on my neighbor's property. You got to cross your arm over the other arm. Yes. And that tree falls on my house. So if their tree falls on my house, tree's on their property, falls on my house, does my insurance cover the tree on my house or does their insurance cover the tree falling on my house?
Yeah, as you know, we get 2 or 3 big windstorms a year right after usually heavy rain, and this is pretty common. So what happens is whoever's house gets hit It's their problem.
So their tree hits my house, it's my problem.
Dominic's problem.
So like, doesn't matter how much I bug them, that they're not responsible for that.
More likely than not, no. Maybe potentially there's a small chance if you had an attorney send them tons of letters about a scary tree.
So like, if their
that type of
tree's been like
thing.
doing this for
years,
long
and you
time,
send them a lot of
like-
letters, maybe like there's some negligence there. But typically, trees just fall over, hit houses. Even if it's your neighbor's tree, it's still your own problem. They're not going to help you out.
Thank you for being here. I want to give you one of these, but I want to show it off to the camera first.
Okay.
Because if you're one of my clients and you would like one of these, just come here and I'll get you one. So what it is we got these wine bottles. Oh, it's even in the right direction. That's good. There was a winery that went out of business, and we bought a gazillion bottles, and they were really awesome and let us do some custom labels on it. So it's a set of one of 3. And
Whoa.
there's some squiggly lines on here that don't look like a whole lot, but when you put all the bottles together, it's the whole length of the Skagit River from the source in the mountains through the valley. And
That's
out.
pretty cool.
And this is the one with Fur Island in it. You can kind of see the shape of Fur Island down
Yeah,
there.
that's my flood zone. I like that.
Yeah, you're like, I provide flood insurance there.
That's my world right there. I own it. Everything the darkness touches.
He's the bad guy. Anyways, thank you for being here.
Yeah, thank you. Can I get a handshake when I do? It's like an award. You know how they like?
They won't see it because of the Lego head.
Oh
but
my!
Yes,
Yes.
we are shaking hands.